WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary.
There's the sound of the bell, and we are off. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry, your host here alongside, well, as you can tell by the sound of me and Lucas, you sound very similar. Literally today, you're a snot-nosed punk. Lucas, the intern.
Because I'm wearing a CM Punk.
As you're wearing a CM Punk shirt. Yeah. See what I did there?
I guess we both have the summer cold, but yeah, this is going to be a very fun show. We're going to...
Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is a marathon day, and of course I feel sick for it. The state of my health. What the heck? All right. So, yeah, let's get into it. Of course, today it's the big day. Wrestling with Disaster, the final cut. It's finally here tonight. And if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, what the hell have you been waiting for? I've been telling you about it for months now. Seriously. But just in case you haven't, in case you've procrastinated, which, by the way, don't forget Father's Day is tomorrow, so make sure you get your gift for that, too. Your chance to be a part of history is the last filming for the Wrestling with Disaster documentary. You can be a part of it by being in attendance. It started last night with, over at the Monster Factory, the Powers of Pain seminar. There were a lot of wrestlers in attendance for that. Obviously, two veterans of the business. I mean, they were around during the Hulkamania era in the World Wrestling Federation, the Warlord and the Barbarian.
And, of course, Hulkamania probably no-sold for them as well. You know.
Well, I feel like...
Considering you're wearing the OSW review shirt, I feel like there should be a bit of Hogan bashing today in favor of the Warlord and the Barbarian.
Of course. I feel like Warlord could have gotten like a singles run against Hogan. It's probably like a Monster of the Month type deal, but that never really came to fruition.
He had that Royal Rumble elimination. I mean, Hogan.
Oh, in '89. Oh gosh, yeah, that was
Hogan was probably just like, you know what, brother, I'm gonna ruin your career.
Well, I don't think his career was ruined by it, but it was one of those staple statement type things. But anyway, back to Wrestling with Disaster today. Today it starts with lights, camera, action. The autograph session from 3 to 6 o'clock this afternoon, evening, however you want to look at it. Then Wrestling with Disaster, the final cut, the wrestling card held at the 2300 Arena, the former ECW Arena, over on Swanson and Rittner in South Philly. That starts at 7. And then the That's a Wrap after party, where you can party with the stars of Wrestling with Disaster. More details are available at WrestlingWithDisaster.com, but at this point, it'd just behoove you to go down to the ECW Arena. I mean, what's the point of ordering tickets when everything starts in like 3 hours?
It's like the window commercial, like, what are you waiting for? It's like...
Yeah, well, I kind of did say that in the beginning. Here's the card lineup, in case you missed it. Bilvis Wesley taking on ECW alum Danny Doring. So a little Monster Factory and ECW crossover. There's going to be a lot of that. A triple threat match between Jimmy Jack Cash, Luis the Punisher Martinez, and Cryptic Keegan. Looking forward to that. Luis...
LOA.
Yeah, Luis Martinez has quite a bit on his plate, as next Saturday he'll be challenging for the Monster Factory Heavyweight Championship against Brutal Joe Gibson.
Oh, Legion of Anarchy all the way. I'm a huge fan of Legion of Anarchy.
You're definitely on board for it. Now, the Blue Meanie is going to be representing the Blue World Order in a 6-man tag team match against the Monster Factory. I know Mark Cruz is going to be a part of that. I believe Mike Spanos and...
the Forgotten Ones reunite.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
But I wonder who the Meanies tag team partners are going to be, considering it's basically you could say teacher versus mentor. I remember mentor versus
student.
Yeah, mentor versus student. I just said teacher versus mentor. That's the same thing.
Let's just gloss over it. It's all right.
I'm sorry. Too much cough drops last night.
There you go. Apparently, I could use some now. Brutal Joe Gibson, we just mentioned him a minute ago. He's taking on Dr. Lamar Porter, and that is going to be for the Monster Factory Heavyweight Championship. Interesting. Based on his actions at the Monster Factory a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Lance Anoa'i faces Corey Castle, longtime friend of the show.
Corey Castle. Sorry.
Don't start chants here on the show.
Can we?
No. Really? There's 3 of us in here. What, you think the people are going to be chanting along at home? This is radio, Lucas.
I'm sorry. Why are you going to do that to me?
It's part of the learning process.
Yeah.
Angel Medina, along with Tony DeVito, taking on Tyler Fullington, the Sandman's son, along with the Sandman, so he'll be in attendance. The franchise Shane Douglas going against the Pitbull Gary Wolf in a dog collar match. Revenge of the Pitbull after Douglas broke Gary Wolf's neck some 18 years ago.
Yeah.
The Samoans taking on the Powers of Pain, and in a triple threat match, Sabu against Too Cold Scorpio and Alpha Jr.
The suicide.
That is a stacked card.
Homicidal, genocidal, Sabu.
Yeah.
I was watching One Night Stand 2006 in his match against Rey Mysterio. Really wish that could have ended better.
Yeah. Yeah, my memory's a little fuzzy, but
It was a double.
Oh yeah, that's right. And as if all that wasn't enough, before even all that's going on, right now over at the Oxford Valley Mall, courtesy of our friends at George's Cards and Collectibles, Val Venus.
I thought it was the Chamonix Mall.
No, it's the Oxford Valley Mall.
You've kept saying the Chamonix.
No. That's when I've been trashing Pennsbury. I usually mention Chamonix, but in this case, it's the Oxford Valley Mall.
Okay.
And that's going to be from now until 2 o'clock. Plus, some recently announced additions. Former WWE manager, referee, and general manager Teddy Long, holla holla,
Who was...
will be at George's in the Oxford Valley Mall.
Yeah.
For Saturday, July 12th from noon to 3, and just announced, I believe, last night. So this is breaking news even to you. The following week, Saturday, July 19th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., so we'd have to stop over there before the show for this one. The Funkasaurus, Brodus Clay.
Wow, 2 guys that... I can't say it because I don't want to ruin the news story.
Yeah, well, there's a reason they're available, and we'll get into that next.
That's a shame.
But yeah, we'll get into that in just a moment. But yes, the Funkasaurus will be at George's in the Oxford Valley Mall. Check out George's 3 locations for all your sports and wrestling memorabilia needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Oxford Valley Mall in the Sears Court on the lower level, and their newest location in the Chamonix Mall. That's probably where you've heard the mention, in the movie theater wing.
Yeah.
For more info on the upcoming Teddy Long and Brodus Clay appearances, call George's at 215-943-2475. or visit them on the web at georgescollectibles.com. And yes, a little bit of foreshadowing there as WWE made 11 roster cuts. Future Endeavor Friday occurred this past Thursday. I guess possibly because yesterday was Friday the 13th. However, it was bad luck for 11 now former WWE superstars, divas, and referees. I'm awful. WWE announcing the release of referee Mark Harris, Yoshitatsu. Do they have any Asian representation now, or is Yoshi it?
I really think that... Wait, no, Kali, because India is a part of Asia, so...
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, I guess I could narrow it down and say I guess that's it for the Far East, if you want to get technical. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure Vince will find... who knows with him. He was never a fan of them. Evan Bourne.
You know what the funny thing is? He was actually... It said on Twitter, he was actually really close to getting back in the ring, and then they just cut him off.
They were kind of like, nah, we're good. But you know what? WWE's loss is the either independent scene or maybe TNA's game with all these guys.
Yeah, because you know what the funny thing is, like, it really is sad because Vince McMahon signs Drew McIntyre on in 2009, calls him the Chosen One, and then cuts him, makes him a jobber and cuts him. Apologize.
Yes, Drew McIntyre, one of the 11 cuts, didn't quite get there yet, but jumping the gun on these things is nothing foreign or new to Lucas. Camacho. Okay, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Theodore Long, holla holla.
No, not Teddy.
No, he can't book any more tag matches for WWE.
That is not... Why...
Are you about to throw a that is not fair again?
Yeah, that is not fair, okay? That is just not... They should never have made him stop being a general manager. Ever since that people power thing, John Laurinaitis has screwed it up for him.
Well, they had too many heel authority figures. I mean, even...
Teddy Long wasn't the heel authority figure. He was awesome.
Well, okay, they had too many authority figures, period. It's just most of them were heel. I mean, you had Brad Maddox and Vicky Guerrero and Teddy Long, and now the authority with Triple H and Stephanie. How many authority figures do you need?
We need
they could
Teddy
all
Long.
represent the.
We
They
need
could all
Teddy Long.
represent the board of directors because there are so many of them. All right. Also released Kurt Hawkins, Oksana.
Wow.
She was just put in like a little feud with Alicia Fox or something. So that kind of seems surprising. Brodus Clay, which is probably why he's available for George's Cards and Collectibles.
Same with Teddy Long.
Same with Teddy Long. Jinder Mahal. So between Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, the three-man band is back to one.
No, two, because Hornswoggle's still...
Okay, 1.5.
You're terrible.
Yes, I am.
That was funny.
I might get letters for that. Who knows?
No, who cares? That was worth it. That was completely worth it.
And to the shock of, I guess, a few, because people felt it was long overdue, breaking the streak of 7 years and 28 days on the payroll, JTG.
Wait, who?
From Crime Time. No
I know.
longer getting that money, yeah.
Yo, it's crime time. Sorry. I have the voice for it, though.
You think you have the voice for lots of things. Wow. I can't describe what Lucas just did over the air.
Yeah, let's just say it was the
way.
Nunzio.
Yes, I got Nunzio. That's probably a very good way to describe it. Reactions to the releases have been mixed and, to say the least, interesting. JTG, at least he's got a good sense of humor about it. He tweeted not too long after his release was announced, "Damn, why I pick up my phone?" All right, I thought it was funny.
No, I thought it was pretty funny.
Way to no-sell it. Good job. Jinder Mahal was more straight-laced, saying, "Thanks to WWE for the amazing opportunity. Got a chance to see the world and do many amazing things. Excited to see what the future brings." Now, Kurt Hawkins, oh man, he had a considerably comedic reaction, tweeting, "My worst nightmare has come true. I now have to start paying for my own wrist tape again." Expletive. Because, I can't say what he actually said over the air. Now, who wants me on their show this weekend? Email creativeprowrestling@yahoo.com. So he's already looking for and gotten bookings for this weekend. And the releases occurred 2 days ago.
You can't blame a guy for taking lemons and making lemonade.
But remember, don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Oh, you know what? I can't even say it because I'm gonna get fired if I do.
You're gonna get in trouble. We went over this last week. If it's something you don't think you should say, don't say it.
Yeah, that's why I said I can't say it.
There you go. That's a little bit of foreshadowing, by the way.
Stop being a tool.
There you go. References from last week's shortened show.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. All right, let's take care of our first bit of business. Still a lot to talk about. JR out of the hospital. Got that update for you. Yeah, he had a little bit of a hospital stay. So we'll get into that coming up in a little bit. Hopefully my voice will feel a little bit better by then. Who knows?
Yeah.
Also a WWE 2K15 update.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. That's intrigued you and probably a few others. And at some point, I'll actually look at my phone to get a look at the Facebook feedback, which I'm sure is, oh, sweet mercy. Yeah, it's already active, to say the least. So we'll get into some instant Facebook feedback. Some rather notable gems over the course of the week. We've got a WWE stock update and an interesting story from the Tell Us Something We Don't Know department. Yeah, we're going to have fun with that. And, oh, jeez. Yes,
I
Facebook
posted that
feedback.
one.
Of course you did. Yeah,
posted this one.
As opposed to having a dialogue, you're providing instant Facebook feedback to the Facebook fan page.
Because I'm
It's like some meta that it's like meta interaction in some weird twisted
Here's
way.
this one. It's a picture of WWE 14's edit teams.
Well, we'll get into it on the other side.
Okay.
That's why they're called teasers. So you let people go, what's going on, or it'll direct them to the Facebook fan page and go, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening, or something like that. And that is effed up.
That is funny though.
It is. We'll get into that on the other side as well. Plus, TNA has a pay-per-view tomorrow. I think we should talk about it. Do you want to give predictions certain to go wrong for it? You're shaking your head at me
Not
emphatically.
a chance. You know what?
No chance in hell? Is that where
No chance in hell. You know what the sad thing is?
That actually made my voice feel better. How messed up is that?
Hell.
Yeah, that gravelly voice. It actually helped my throat. That's how much it hurt.
You know what I hate TNA the most about? It's making me not like Jeff Hardy. I hate you, TNA. Why are you doing this to me? Stop playing with my mind.
A mind is indeed a terrible thing to waste. So we're going to make sure we don't waste it. We'll come back somewhat slightly refreshed here on a sick and tired of being sick and tired edition of Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
I don't even know if I can say it on radio, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you
Let's
don't
just
know if
say-
you can say it or not, then don't.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
Be sure to look for a couple of goofy nerds, one with a giant afro, and that'll be us folks.
Us folks, we are indeed. We're goofy, we're nerdy, but we're having fun. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern. And 24 minutes into the show, what the hell's the matter with me? How have I not mentioned Nick Cataldi behind the board?
Yay.
And he is emphatically angry, and you can tell just from the tone of that yay. That is a bleep you yay.
Did anybody ever see the, somebody posted it was a picture of Rodney Dangerfield and it said, "Hey everybody, we're going to listen to Pro Wrestling Weekly, #yay." It was from Rodney Dangerfield from Caddyshack, and
Yes.
I appreciate whoever sent that.
It was probably
John?
It could either have been John or maybe Joseph. They're both good for throwing memes like that up and showing a little love for Nick Cataldi because I suck at it.
Yay.
I'll blame the head cold, or maybe the cold medicine, or a little bit of both. Cold medicine makes you do strange things. In this case, it's enduring a radio show for an hour. Should be interesting. All right, we're... Oh, wow. All right, we'll get to the phones in a second. I know Ed and Ron have been hanging on. We'll get to you in just a moment. Looking at some Facebook feedback. John coming up with some, it looks like, South Park memes. TNA has a main event for Slammiversary, and it's gone. And, of course, following on that, JTG working on 8 years, and it's gone. Now, what the reference to the TNA main event, it was actually just announced yesterday that the main event that was planned of Eric Young against MVP has been scrapped because MVP, the injury bug has been biting TNA pretty hard, but MVP was supposed to challenge Eric Young for the TNA World title in tomorrow's Slammiversary pay-per-view, but he suffered a torn meniscus recently, and doctors have deemed him unable to compete tomorrow. So it was announced yesterday that Young will defend the title in a 3-way steel cage match against the winners of the Austin Aries, Kenny King, and Samoa Joe, Bobby Lashley matches.
Wow. I'm sorry. I was on Facebook. Not.
Yeah, I know. It's TNA, so you're no selling a daylights out of it. Richie used to do that too, you know.
Who,
Richie,
what?
the old co-host.
Oh, Richie's no selling it too?
Oh, anytime I would bring up TNA, he just no sold it completely. He had not a bit of interest, and this was 3 years ago.
About TNA because again, they're making me not like Jeff Hardy, and I don't want to not like Jeff Hardy.
But Jeff Hardy isn't even around. It's Willow. I'm gonna get punched.
It's true.
Jeff Hardy doesn't even know who he is anymore.
No, TNA Creative doesn't even know who he is anymore.
Well, that's because he doesn't know who he is anymore.
No, it's because TNA Creative made him into a joke.
I guess. All right, some interesting pictures that have been thrown up. So the picture of or I guess a screen grab of the release list that WWE posted up, and there are check marks next to Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, Oksana, Camacho, and Yoshitatsu's name. And underneath of it is a picture of a smiling Zeb Coulter saying, "My plan is working." That isn't right. That's definitely not right.
Memes galore. Thank you very much.
And John chiming in also with your little making lemons of lemonade, and of course me turning into an Adam Rose joke. He said, "Driving a lemon, #lemon law."
Okay,
The old,
so
I see where he went there with that.
there is something I want to suggest to all of you. There is an app called iFunny. Now, you go to iFunny and type in the words WWE. There is a boatload of wrestling memes.
Just things to get chuckles at, of course. That's for those of you who are internet savvy and can do those things.
Yeah. Thank you, Internet. Not all of you is that bad. But most of you I don't know how to pronounce that grammar right now.
That's coming up in your senior year, isn't it? All right, let's go to the phones.
Okay, you know what? You're done. You're done.
No, I'm not. I got a half hour to go. Let's get to Ed from Northeast Philly, who's been hanging on. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Good afternoon. Hope to see you down there tonight at Wrestling.
Oh, it is a stone cold lead pipe guarantee that we will be down there. Only some sort of act from the man upstairs will keep us from being there.
Don't
I'm on
jinx
my way
it.
down.
I'm knocking on wood as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my way down there in about another hour. Here's some lists. All right, you mentioned about Wrestling with Disaster already. There's a CCW tournament death in Delaware starting at 2 tonight.
For some of our southernmost listeners, I guess.
Yeah, Bulldozer at Fremont, Lucky 13. For anybody that wants to, like Sport Wire or Light 2 bundles, it's a tournament style.
Oh, that's sounds a little more colorful than my liking. Yeah, I'll pass on the barbed wire and the light bulb tubes. But I know there are some more extreme fans that appreciate that sort of thing.
Yeah, Impact is in Bethlehem next week at the same center.
And that'll, I'm sure, have some sort of fallout from tomorrow's Slammiversary pay-per-view.
And
Oh, it's Slammiversary.
Valley Academy in Hazleton has Scotty Tuhati and Grandmaster Sexy.
Too cool getting back together.
Two-thirds of them.
Well, yeah, Rikishi's not. Well, I mean, it was always Too Cool and Rikishi. I don't think Rikishi was officially part of Too Cool. He just danced with them to the entertainment of the masses.
I'm not sure. And Val is going to be at a VFW Hall in Hasbrook Heights tonight.
Val Venus, once he's done over at George's?
Yes, at 7 p.m.
Oh, wow. So he's really going to have to hustle out of there once 2 o'clock hits him, going all the way up to Hasbrook Heights.
PA has WWE.
Oh, yeah. Well, the WWE's coming to our area next weekend. I know there's, I know they've got the house show next Sunday, the 22nd in Philly. Yeah. Half the roster's in Philly, the other half's down in Delaware.
That's about it. And Mick Foley's doing a comedy show, but I don't know if that's tickets are sold out.
Oh, is he coming back to Helium?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if the tickets are sold out.
I guess I'm sure you can check out Helium Comedy Club. Yeah. Just look it up in the Google, and I'm sure you'll be able to go from there and see what kind of ticket availability there is.
That's about it.
All right, Ed, great look at the local scene. Appreciate the call, as always.
Now, I want to bring something. There was a meme I just saw. I feel like just bear with me.
Okay, go ahead.
This one's very funny. Okay, this has to do with the NBA playoffs. LeBron James gets leg cramps, carried off. Dwayne Wade dislocates shoulder, needs wheelchair. Paul Pierce, question mark, carried off, needs wheelchair. Kobe Bryant ruptures Achilles, makes 2 FTs and walks off.
Free throws and walks off. Mick Foley, female dog, please. Climbs cell, losing sensation in finger. Thrown off cell, bruising kidney. Climbs cell again. Thrown through cell, knocked out. Dislocated shoulder. Tooth knocked out through nose. Inch-long hole bit through lip. Gets back up. Gets back dropped. And choke slam on thumbtacks. Gets up and takes a pile driver. And his is the fake sport. Well,
Your argument is invalid.
yeah, but how much are these guys getting paid, though? I mean, I don't think Foley is getting paid as much as they were, so they have to protect their investments.
I'm sorry, if I'm getting paid, like...
That was about as weak of an argument. I mean, it was...
If I'm getting paid... I'm sorry,
believe me, I'm with you on this, but I have to, play devil's advocate.
If I'm getting paid $5 billion to throw a ball through a hoop versus getting paid... This is an exaggeration.
You're not
$5,
tall enough.
Shut up. Versus getting paid $5, exaggeration, to get thrown through a bunch of stuff. I'm not wrestling. At least not for the first... I mean, if that's WWE, then I'll wrestle independents. Like a lot of the guys that got cut.
Wow. More venom than Vic Venom, Vince Russo's pen name from back in the early WWF. Will you quit trying to distract me with things?
Sorry,
we have a show to do here. We're on the air. This is live. I feel like crap already.
I think we both do on that point. Why don't we go to some more news and notes? So
you're just going to take over here? All right, let's get to the... actually...
You need a break.
Yeah, what are you going to break on me first?
I don't know.
An arm, a finger, maybe?
So, let's see.
Okay, while you're working on not cold reading these, I will make mention, since the great Harry Barnett did on the Facebook fan page, you get to hear us twice, depending on what kind of voice we'll have left after today. Pro Wrestling Weekly, of course, is going on right now, and tomorrow on What's Wrong with Wrestling on the Great Entertainment Network. And, of course, the link is on the WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly Facebook fan page. You could also subscribe on iTunes or go to thegreatentertainmentnetwork.com when it goes live tomorrow night, and then you'll be able to get the show. Harry Barnett having a chat with us, uncut, uncensored, uncooked, kind of like the original Monday Night Raw. Who knows what kind of topics we'll get into. Well, considering it's What's Wrong with Wrestling and considering it's on TNA Slammiversary Sunday, I have a hunch that we'll have ample to talk about.
Bashing.
Analyzing.
Tomato.
I'm providing assessments. You're just providing rips.
As will Barnett. We'll be going back and forth. Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a slobber knocker, if you will. Anyway, so I'm not going to cold read it this time. But,
good.
I will choke slam you through this announce. I don't even know why I said announce table. You know what? Let's get to the story.
Hey, JR's out of the hospital. Let's talk about that. WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross returned home last Saturday night after a hospital stay. He tweeted, "Home sweet home, your well wishes greatly appreciated." Ross blogged on his medical issues and his hospital stay, saying, "It's been an interesting past few days after returning home from a great experience at the annual CauliflowerAlleyClub.org function in Las Vegas. I had another issue of disorientation on Monday upon landing in Oklahoma City, and my wife insisted on taking me to the emergency room in Norman, Oklahoma."
I figured. So
well, I'm just...
yeah, I know. No, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm saying.
Okay.
So
it goes on. I was treated for stroke-like symptoms for 2 days in the hospital in their stroke care unit. I don't remember Tuesday morning whatsoever, including driving myself to the OKC airport. My wife was in Vegas as I already had to stay behind and record a podcast, nor do I recall boarding the plane in Oklahoma City for Vegas. He doesn't remember any of that. That's not good. He says,
so the Hangover movie happened before he got to Vegas.
pretty much.
That's.
He goes
wow.
on to say, I presented Terry Taylor with a much-deserved Iron Mike Award at the Cauliflower Alley Club and have no memory of what I said. That's scary. About a month ago, I took a fall in our home that had me hitting my head on our wood floor, but I no-sold it and never mentioned it to my wife. I assumed that the loss of memory and lost days were a result of that. Head trauma. Yeah.
Wow.
After enduring multiple MRIs and numerous tests on my brain and heart, it was determined that my prolonged use of Ambien as a sleep aid to combat my insomnia was the primary culprit of my issues.
Wow.
Yeah. Ambien is and he puts in quotes, temporary solution to insomnia, but I have been taking it for years. Not good. The side effects of Ambien are scary. Read about them, of which now I know. If you are taking it, I strongly suggest that you consult your physician. So strong words from JR, and I mean, having worked in a pharmacy for years, yeah, I do know that a lot of insurance companies, I know I'm going on a slight tangent, but it's relative to this, insurance companies usually tend to pay for only 14 days worth of medication at a time because of the potential long-term damage and because there's a potential addictive nature to it.
Yeah.
As with any sleep aid, anti-anxiety, I could go into a whole pharmaceutical discussion that could take up the rest of the show.
But then it
I'm
would
not
turn
going
into
to.
NPR and not PWW. You know. Hi.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. So so for all you gaming fans out there, WWE 2K Games just released the first 4 people that, confirmed the first 4 wrestlers to be in the new video game. So it's been, I believe it's John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Bray Wyatt, and Cesaro have been announced on some poster art, and
yeah, it's on the Facebook fan page.
Yeah, and 2K15 is set to release in the fall of this year for both PlayStation consoles, the 2 newer ones, and then the Xbox One and Xbox 360.
Okay, PS3, PS4, all that fun stuff. Okay.
So to shed some light on this into this dark tunnel that we went through.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. I was going to say, you're sniffling, I'm coughing. I could probably use some more water, and we'll take care of our second time out, and then we'll come back and get to Ron from Morrisville, who's been hanging on, as well as Steve from Bristol. We'll get them up on the other side. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, June 14. On this date in 1989, WCW held its Clash of the Champions 7 Supercard. In the main event, Ricky Steamboat defeated Terry Funk by disqualification. On this date in 1991, WCW held its Clash of the Champions 15 Supercard. In the main event, Ric Flair defeated Bobby Eaton in a 2 out of 3 falls match to retain the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1998, WCW held its Great American Bash pay-per-view. In the main event, Sting pinned the Giant. On this date in 2004, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Dayton, Ohio. In the main event, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Edge defeated Batista, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair in a 6-man elimination tag team match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, June 14.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern and Nick Cataldi.
Hey.
There we go. That sounded more like the Nick we know and love.
Well, it wouldn't go that far. But
You and I got sick when I heard that one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's contagious. Thankfully, there's plenty of Lysol.
they're gonna bleach bomb this entire studio.
Probably. It would not surprise me. All right, let's get to the phones. We've had Ron from Levittown hanging on for a while. Let's go ahead and get Ron up here. I think we got him. Ron, you're on Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Yeah, how you doing
We
this
got
week?
you. There we go.
How you doing this week?
Struggling, to say the least.
Yeah. Listen, before I comment about WWE, I want to comment on something on TNA. Don't you just hate it when they build up a match between somebody and then turns around that person can't even wrestle? Like MVP. The fact they built it up with MVP for weeks, him and Eric Young, and now he can't wrestle. And I just hate that. All that everybody gets the hype all for it, and now they have this triple threat match that's just determined. I think it's going to be Bobby Lashley going to wrestle him, and then probably take the title anyway. But
well, if anything, I'm more surprised, Ron, that considering TNA's nature to copy what WWE's doing, considering that Daniel Bryan's injured right now, I figured it'd be Eric Young who would suffer the injury. But I guess this is why life doesn't always imitate art.
It's always been a copycat in the past, but now to get on the WWE, these cuts of the wrestlers, and one of them was mentioned, Drew McIntyre. Now you can officially say, as a McMahon, you're fired. You know what I mean? He was fired, then brought back, and now he's fired again. I mean, all these top names that they're cleaning house. Are they going for the younger set?
Well, I guess the difference, I mean, if it was on camera, then they'd be fired. But in this case, it's more, your future endeavored.
It's something that doesn't make sense. All these guys, they build them up, bring them into the organization, and now and try to give them a good push. Like 3MB had a good push there for a little bit, and now that's over.
Well, they got some camera time, which is something that they hadn't been getting prior to that. But now, I guess, maybe they're just going to focus on Heath Slater.
So what's going on? It's a great colleague. Was he one of them at one time? Because I don't see him anymore either.
I know he was doing some stuff in India for a little bit. Plus, his knees and back have been knackered for a while, so I think they try to use him sparingly at best. He's kind of at the point in his career where, like, Andre the Giant was around 90, maybe 91. There's just not much left in the tank.
Wait, who? He's Slater?
No. Great Khali.
Great Khali, yeah.
You don't see the Big Show either much either.
Well, the Big Show's been doing more media things. I think he's working on filming another movie.
Yeah.
So.
And what's going on with this Mark Henry now? I'm hearing he's gay.
This is the first time hearing of that rumor. I know that there was, there was somebody who did come out of the closet, but it certainly wasn't Mark Henry. If you watched Legends House this past week, then you know what that's about.
It was the Bleacher Report. You get the Bleacher Report, you get everything that the WWE networks don't get, and I was shocked at some of these things you get.
Well, Bleacher Report is a lot of blogs, a lot of speculation. I wouldn't take that as hard-pressed news.
Well, it's like you would call the rat rumor,
yeah, and you know how much stock I take in that. I have none of it.
I know, but it's just all this stuff that's been going on. Stephanie McMahon, she makes me sick every week. There was something written that said on Facebook that they said, if you would like to have a match with Stephanie McMahon, what kind of match would you make it? And would you put Triple H in handcuffs tied to the ring ropes? Well, I enjoy it. What kind of thing would you like to see? I said I'd like to see her join the Kiss My Ass Club, my own. For a change, get rid of Stephanie. I can't stand the storyline anymore.
So you're talking Triple H in handcuffs and Steph. Yeah, this is taking a really weird direction, Ron.
Oh,
thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it. Wow. Yeah. One thing I will say in a positive light about Stephanie is that she
is hot.
Finally.
I'm in blurting mode. She's sexy. Oh yeah. Speaking of sexy.
Damn it, Lucas.
What? What did I do?
What haven't you done? I was going to say that she finally has her character figured out, and I think she's done what a lot of great wrestlers have done as far as taking their own personality and turning it up to 11, and that's what makes greatness. You've seen it from Austin. You've seen it from The Rock. I'm sure to a degree you've seen it from Vince McMahon. This, I think, is Stephanie McMahon in real life, just over-the-top exaggeration.
Oh, like when she's just sarcastic, just like, yeah.
Yeah, just sarcastic.
That's awesome. I love it when she does that, because, there was at one point where I thought, I feel like she was trying to find herself, and like early in the whole, when Triple H was busy with the Shield, it was just like, is she turning into Dixie Carter? And now it's just like, wow, this is
now she's that sarcastic,
like the payback is
sardonic, demeaning.
I don't know.
Witch with a B.
Am I allowed to say the actual or no?
Well, that's witch with a B.
Yeah, payback is a witch with a B, but so am I. I love that line. That was.
Yeah, that. She is playing her role very well. She's just, and she is, I guess, just being herself.
When she destroyed CM Punk,
you're still showing some love for that.
Don't get me wrong, I love Punk, but just.
I know, she owned the Chicago crowd.
She made that.
And then later that night, the Kings owned the Blackhawks. So it was lose-lose for Chicago.
Yeah.
Surprised Dan from Chicago hasn't called in to hate now.
It's just like, Punk, that's what you get when, that's basically, when you say screw you to the WWE, I don't know. I feel like that's just because he was at the Blackhawks game. I feel like the Kings sort of had to win.
You thought it was karma?
Yeah.
Kind of one of those deals.
Sort of being like a middle finger to the WWE. So the WWE probably sent them like a Kings jersey. Like, oh, maybe you'll be watching them in the playoffs now, Punk.
Maybe Punk's karma was run over by WWE's Dogma. That was awful. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Steve in Bristol.
Let's take a break.
Steve, what's going on?
How's it going, guys? Who's your WWE World Champion right now?
Right now, it's, I don't know how many reigns he's had, but vacant, also known as abeyance.
Well, I know occasionally his executives listen to the internet. Maybe we could give him a little internet information, what the fans would like. How about bringing Punk back, one match against Triple H, Cena against Batista. Both matches are hardcore matches where the person who wins the most pinfalls wins those matches.
So like an Iron Man type match?
No, that's the finals. You're a step ahead of me.
Oh.
Falls count anywhere. The two preliminary matches, and then in the finals, I predict it would be Punk against Batista. And in the 60-minute match, and after about 27 minutes of getting the crap beaten out of him, and it looks like he's just about ready to basically give up, the lights go out, and his partner in crime, believe it or not, his real partner, Brock Lesnar, shows up and beats the crap out of Batista, puts Punk on the top of him. And Vincent Kennedy McMahon comes out and says, wait. Nobody does this in my company. You want this title, Brock Lesnar, you got to earn it. Best of 7, you and Batista, for the rest of the year. 7 matches. I don't know if they could do it. I would be very happy to see that.
There are so many ways that would not happen.
You know, the thing is, though, like, do you think that, because you said before, Brock Lesnar hates the travel schedule. Like, he loves wrestling, but he just hates the schedule, traveling and stuff. Do you think that at this point, even if Paul Heyman's saying, like, we want the title, do you think Brock Lesnar, they would give him the title?
No, he'd have to earn it, and a kicker.
Well,
what would happen is it would be all tied up 3-3. The finals in Madison Square Garden, and the powers of authority would be all at ringside, and Brock would be like watching his back, saying, "Uh-oh, even if I beat this guy, am I going to get beat up afterwards?" It's all like, and the whole McMahon family would be right ringside, saying, "We just want to see what you can do, Brock, when given a shot."
Well, while I don't know the details of Brock Lesnar's contract, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the scenario that you presented would cost McMahon like another, I don't know, 15, 20 million as far as the number of appearances that you want him to make. That's why I don't think Lesnar's going anywhere near the championship, because as the champion, you have to defend it quite a bit. And
he almost every show.
You have to be at almost every show as the champion. And Brock, at this point in his career, doesn't want that. He doesn't want the travel. I mean, he'll
see Punk's near that point too. Like, you know, he's been up in blanket statement, just like going to Cubs games and stuff, and just like saying like, "Yeah, I'd rather be here than, you know, in Tulsa." No smack towards the Tulsa community. I'm sure you guys are great people, but like, just saying, it's just an example.
Hating on Oklahoma?
No, I'm not hating on Oklahoma. I love JR. I would love to get his barbecue sauce sometimes.
Yeah, but So you don't see. So you can't. Neither one of you guys can pick a champion that Vince is going to be happy with.
Well, I guess at this point, I mean, we're going to find out at Money in the Bank because Daniel Bryan is out. It's that was announced this past Monday for those who missed it. Daniel Bryan not medically cleared to wrestle at Money in the Bank coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow. So the Money in the Bank ladder match is going to be for the vacant title. So far you have 5 names out of, I think they said 7 that are going to be in the match. So I don't know. So far you have Sheamus, you have Alberto Del Rio, Cesaro, Randy Orton, and Bray Wyatt.
You know what I want to
Who do you think are going to be? Are our last two going to be Cena and Triple H?
I don't think Triple H and even Cena, like.
Well, Cena doesn't have a match yet. There's only 2 matches announced for Money in the Bank, and one of them was announced a little less than 2 hours ago via text.
Well, my question is, if it's down to Cena and Triple H at the end, what happens if it goes to a draw? What are they going to do? Go best of 7 the rest of the year?
You're really pushing this best of 7 stuff, Steve. I don't think WWE has the patience nor the planning to put together a best of 7 anything.
I don't even think that TNA did it. TNA did it once with the Motor City Machine Guns and I think Beer Money, and that I don't even think they had the patience for it.
But that means the last 2 have to be Triple H and Cena.
For what though?
Yeah, I don't.
Money at the Bank. I mean, you think that they have 5 out of 7. I can't see them putting Batista and Randy Orton in there.
Well, he means as far not a best of 7 series. I mean the 7 participants in the Money in the Bank.
Participants. I mean, it's got to be Cena and Triple H for different reasons.
Well, yeah, true. I was thinking though. Here's the thing. Because if you think about it, give the fans what they want the most, but still put like a Triple H guy, I guess you could say, and have Seth Rollins in the match. Now, I'm not saying...
That's a good idea.
Now, here's the thing. It might cause some dissension between Randy Orton, but Triple H will calm Randy Orton down. Imagine... Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. Probably won't. Not even close, probably. But Seth Rollins comes in, wins the match. Daniel Bryan then comes back. You got 2 indie guys, know each other well. They were in Ring of Honor together. Independent fans would go crazy. They would put butts in seats. Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan.
Vince would veto that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know he would. But I'm saying, that I would love to see that.
So you already gave me my idea what's going to happen. Then the final 2 guys will kick Triple H out. It's got to be Batista and Cena. It's got to be. He wants somebody that's going to make money for him.
Batista's promoting Guardians of the Galaxy, though.
Well, I mean, it could be possible that he comes back, gets in the match, and promotes Guardians of the Galaxy with a couple of title belts over his shoulder.
That could happen, you know.
It's always about the money with Vince. He doesn't really care about what the fans want. He has to have his money maker in there. It's as simple as that.
But Batista's... I mean, I'm not trying to shoot you down. The fans don't exactly... I like Batista, but the fans these days love hating on people.
Is it time for John Cena to come back and save the company?
He's been the face of... He never left being the face of the company.
No, I'm saying...
Well, they're saying saving the company.
With the stocks going, kaboom.
Well, it's been trending in the right direction slowly. I mean, over the last week, it went up 22 cents a share. Yeah, it's up to $11.40.
What you got to ask, though, is when Cena was champ, were they making money?
Yeah, they were. Actually, with the Rock Cena match, that probably made him a boatload. But it's also because it's not who Cena... It's because who he's facing. Because they see The Rock beat the crap out of Cena. They want to see, Daniel Bryan beat the crap out of Cena.
People want to see Cena lose, which is odd for him being a good guy.
They'll pay the money either way, even if Cena... They just want to see one of their guys that they love. Even, they just want to see... They care who Cena's facing, not Cena.
Well, I wouldn't want to be the guy who's going to make the decision who the next champ is at Titan Towers.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a couple of weeks to figure it out. Thanks so much for the call. We're closing up against the end of the show. So I mentioned it earlier from the Tell Us Something We Don't Know department. So on the season finale of Legends House, WWE Hall of Famer Pat Patterson revealed that he's gay.
Years ago.
Exactly. Even though Patterson has actually been openly gay for decades, TMZ picked up on the non-story. Yes. Watching in my youth, Jim Ross made jokes and references to it going back to the Attitude Era. Such classics as He's Single Fellas, At one point, when he had given Sable a pat on the bottom and she slapped him, JR added, Patterson getting rather liberal with unfamiliar territory.
or my personal favorite. Go.
I think it's going to be mine, too. Patterson does rear-end work at the Briscoe Brothers auto body shop.
JR, why did they ever fire you? Don't answer that question, Fearon.
Honk.
I know the answer to that, Fearon. You don't need to.
Oh, goodness. All right, so Slammiversary's tomorrow. Matches are happening. We'll probably talk about it next
sports.
week. Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've got more interest in the World Cup than I have in Slammiversary.
Well, you should. It's the World Cup.
That's a whole nother debate for another day. Nick Cataldi's coming up next with country music.
After the news.
After the news, yes. Here on 1490 WBCB. Thanks for listening, folks.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Peerless Hills, Trenton.